Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's the Talking Grid here on Pairs of the Mind. I'm your host, Chriz the Mole. Joining me, as always, is James Phoenix.
Hello!
And, back by popular demand, Simon.
Yo.
And popular demand.
I have literally just got home about 10 minutes ago.
Nice. That's relevant.
Yes.
But we're here to discuss the rotating casts of the Zordon era. When we say the rotating cast, it's because every season, all the way up until Space, they pretty much changed the cast in some way, shape, or form. Even Space was like all the Turbo Rangers with Andros and what's his name, fucking Zack from Saved by the Bell in a Silver Surfer outfit, and basically that then onwards from Lost Galaxy onwards, it was basically all
new people every year.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of people disappearing and not being around anymore, Simon, you're supposed to take the clothes off and get rid of them with the rest of the evidence.
I would, but they just look spiffy on me, so...
And if they don't fit, you must quit.
Exactly.
Exactly. Plus, I'm going to have to hide Chris's body after this, so, you know...
It's a pretty big body.
I know.
It's a pretty big body, and you're a pretty skinny dude. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been able to dig a hole big enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find a fucking way.
At best, you could just put a bed sheet over me and be like, yeah. But no.
He doesn't have to hide you. He just have to hit you with a golf club a few times, and everybody will assume it was Chris getting revenge. He'll be scot-free.
Yeah. But like I said, we're here to discuss the rotating cast. Which
yes.
I like the rotating cast element more than what we have at the moment. I think it was better, and I think it's a reason, in my opinion, Power Rangers is not as good anymore, for lack of a better term. But it's like, for example, everyone on the internet who was, a keyboard warrior and was a master of acting classes themselves constantly felt the need to talk about how much Jaden sucked. Which is cool. I'd like to see all the Power Rangers seasons they were in. And it's a case of they felt the need to be all like, yeah, Jaden sucks, all hashtag, hashtag Ranger Vision. It's like, no, fuck off. And it's like, basically, with that, when you watch it, when he came back for Super Mega Force, he was better. He was actually a more better character. He was enjoyable, at least. Whereas when it came to, and like if you watch MMPR season 1, I'm sorry, no character besides arguably Tommy is really that good in that season. I like those characters after that season, like Billy. The second he stopped just wearing suspenders and technobabble and went to season 2. Much better character, so therefore we had him longer, and they slowly phased him out, and they phased out other people, and as a result, you had familiar characters and you had character growth, which is kind of what's needed.
Yeah. It was nice to see, like, just using Billy as an example there. It was nice to see him actually, like, kind of unload, like, the mountain of geekness, for lack of a better term, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, Billy season 2, 3, and even in Zeo when he takes off the glasses and he's wearing like the muscle shirt and he's by the computer, he's a cool dude. He's fucking awesome. Yeah. Billy in season 1 is he's basically what Hollywood thinks a nerd is.
Yeah, he was pretty much Big Bang Theory before Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, kind of. He's like a one-trick pony of technobabble nerd.
Yeah, technobabble it kind of gets overdone to death, especially when dealing with geek characters. But I can understand why they do it. In order to differentiate them, because it gives them a unique language and a unique way of expressing. Have you guys seen Criminal Minds.
No.
Okay, Bob, how about you?
Mole, you're muted.
Jim said no. I said, have you seen what? I didn't hear what you asked.
Criminal Mind.
Criminal Minds.
Chrono Mind, that was the word. Okay. No.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
It's like Spencer we can do from that is like hyper fucking geeky, right? But
Yeah.
you know, has a lot of interest outside of it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's nice to see like the geek characters when it can actually have normal conversations, you know, instead of like having a translated body like 3D was to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about. Like the technobabble, it would have been okay if that wasn't like all he did. Like all Zach did was, look, I can dance. I can dance and fill a quota. He was literally there to just be the black guy and dance. That's all he was in season 1. Season 2, when he styles his hair better and he plays like football with the others and they're doing all stuff that's not just dancing and he becomes a normal character, Zach was at least tolerable before he left. But that was the problem. And I say arguably Tommy was the only one with character development in season 1. That's only because they had no footage, so they had to keep coming up with excuses for why he wasn't there. So now he's trying and failing at football, and he's showing multiple interests, and he's not just being one trick all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but that wasn't exactly handled in a brilliant way. He got better later on as a character as well, but his suit didn't. But it's a case of that was just a convenient factor, so he benefited from their laziness. Whereas the other characters were just, I don't know, like Jason, all he did was yell stuff. I'm the leader, martial arts.
And neither one of us are disagree.
What's his character? He's the leader. How can you tell? Because he constantly goes, "Come on, guys! Keep the change, Ernie." Okay, he never screamed that at Ernie once as he paid juice bar, but that would have been awesome.
I will pay to say that at some point in my life.
But Jason, when he came back in Zeo, benefited from this. Because when he came back in Zeo, I liked him in Zeo. He was really good. He was down to earth. He wasn't always yelling. He had more stuff going. Like, he was just one of the guys. I don't know how you feel about this, Jim, but like I said, I think the rotating cast is a benefit. And I think different seasons should do that. Like, maybe not this one with Dino Charge that has like fucking 10 million Rangers. But like Megaforce, Super Megaforce, Samurai, like Samurai could have easily have become Megaforce and Super Megaforce and gone that route and just replaced one or two actors as the series went on.
Yeah, definitely. But when it comes to difference of the rotating cast,
I was asking what was Jim's opinion because he hasn't said anything.
And I just letting Simon finish. I wasn't going to interrupt him.
You know, it's nice to see, you know, while it is good to have characters come back for nostalgia or whatever other reasons, it's nice to see characters develop, progress, and change, you know, because human beings themselves, they constantly evolve and adapt. You know, they're constantly deconstructing and reconstructing themselves in some way, shape, or form, right? Less Jimbo things like, what?
Well, I did develop as a character last year, but it quickly got retconned this season in favor of ratings.
Yeah. God bless the ratings. I wasn't there for any of them, but yeah, it's like, you know, with some of the different cast of characters, some stick, some don't, some you remember more than others, you know, and some you just think they're basically just filler characters. As, you know, they're glorified extras, for lack of a better term. But you never really see them kind of, you know, it's quite frustrating for me as an audience member when you sometimes don't see these characters like get the spotlight a bit more or grow as much as you want them to. It's like, okay, yes, we've seen enough of red, we've seen enough of pink.
Yeah, we always see red and extra.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you've got an ensemble of 5, 6, whatever number of characters, right? Like, let's see them away from a group ensemble. Let's see how their home lives are, for example. You know, let's see how they interact with other people outside of that little
Yes.
tight group.
Let's do a spin-off of Power Rangers involving Kimberly and Tommy getting back together and raising kids without powers. And let's see how that is.
You know, there's probably a fan fiction about that somewhere.
Turns out their son is the Omega Ranger.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though? You know, you very rarely get a sense of who these characters are as people. You know, instead of just, you know, come on, guys, let's fight for truth and justice and all the way. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah. They use the excuse, a lot of people use the excuse of, well, to be fair, it's just a kid show. So is Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, look at Zuko.
Yes, perfect example right there. Like, fucking Zuko. He is one of my favorite characters of all time, right?
Zuko was awesome.
Yeah, same with Zoro as well. You know, these are two very, very damaged, fucked up characters who reflect each other, you know?
Yeah.
Because at any given point in time, Zuko could have easily gone down the path that Azula did and vice versa, you know?
Maybe, but Azula was more insane.
True. This is very, very true. Now say like you have pick 2 colors from a team. I don't particularly care what kind.
Okay. Grey and graphite, because they're different.
Sweet.
Or
No, they're
silver
not.
and graphite.
Silver and graphite, yeah.
Whichever fucking one it's supposed to be. Who gives a shit?
Wait, they actually, oh yeah, that's right, they actually had graphite, didn't they?
Yeah, silver has more Rangers this season than there is entire Pokemon.
Wow. Consider me impressed. You know what I mean though? Say like you have 2 different colors, right, for Rangers, right? There's always at least a pre-designated role assigned to that color, right? Like, red is the leader, blue is the right-hand man, black or green or whatever is the top guy kind of thing. Yeah, pink is the chick. Whoever the fuck the 6th Ranger is.
To be fair, green is not always green doesn't seem to be the big tough guy. Green a lot of times tends to be the nerdy, more reserved guy, like Adam, and like fucking what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Ninja Storm, Cam.
Yeah.
Or the guy, or in Samurai, Mike.
Yeah. It's like you always have 2 different. Yeah, or you get the smart guy. You know, that's pretty much the predisposed roles and archetypes that has been getting followed now for how many years now?
They're reusing roles without reusing characters, and basically renaming characters. Like, some characters seem to be exactly like other characters, just with the name changed. And you're like, you could have just brought this actor on for the next season and had growth.
Yeah. It's like using Jaden, that's sort of an example there. Okay. He is a leader, and that's pretty much his shtick.
Yeah.
You know? Very similar to Jason in that regard. You know? Now I can understand that these 2 characters face the problems of, okay, they have the burden of knowledge and responsibility, right? Because you've always got to try and do what's right for the people, you know? The thought of being selfish is suddenly just going to be having someone, or the people that you care for, your comrades or whatever, will turn around and be like, you can't do that. Yeah, you know?
Yep.
So
But
it's always nice to see like previous leader type characters come back, like Jaden and Jason is just an example of that, because they no longer have that responsibility. You know, you get to see them a lot more like chilled out. You know, it's like when Forever Red. You know,
yeah,
you have
Forever Red when he's passing the torch, and he's like, good job, rookie."
yeah, like he's cocky, but he backs it up. You know, it's like
Yeah,
okay,
he even shows up late on a motorbike.
yeah, it's like okay, so I'm just gonna come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
Well,
if you sometimes stick with just one cast, the format can get stale. You know, especially
yeah,
if the characters are just like, you know, it's like come on.
see, I prefer it. Like I said, I prefer it when they stick to one cast because I used MMPR as an example. Because each season they grew as characters to the point MMPR characters are held in such high esteem because they were around for 3 fucking seasons.
Yeah.
They rotated the characters around them, and therefore we got the growth. Like, I don't think anyone would look back on Billy from MMPR. I'm using Billy as an example because I do like Billy. No one will look back on Billy from season 1 as fondly as they do Billy now because he grew to such a great role where he was almost a leader in his own right.
Mhm.
But like I said, what was your thoughts, Jim, on the rotating cast?
Well, I understand both sides of it. I agree. I liked it when they would, there was characters around for longer. You got to know these characters, invest in them. They bring in new people to keep it fresh every once in a while. And it also gave them built-in story because they would have to explain why some people were leaving and why other people were coming in, and they could work big arcs into that. And it gave them reasons to have big events that people would tune into. And that was really a lot of fun. So I agree with you. I do miss the way they used to do that sort of a thing where you could have a lot of characters around and have that that rotating in a continuous story. But I also understand why they stopped doing that because there does come a point where when you're having to explain new people and new powers all the time, you run out of original ways to do that.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're doing every season.
No, every season it's just here's a new team and there's a new reason, there's a new powers, but they don't have to
Yeah.
explain why their previous powers don't work anymore. Like it got to the point during that era at the end of Zero, they were just like, "Fuck it, just there's no Zero powers anymore. Turbo, we don't have a reason anymore. Just do it."
Yeah, they didn't write the ending for the end of that. But I put it to you, the stuff of like Zord, like Lord Zed showing up and destroying the Zords, and then they reshaped them. That's awesome. Hell, Megaforce did the same type of thing, or just making it an upgrade from Megaforce Super Megaforce.
Yeah.
True, and that was very good. Yeah, and
that season was a lot better than the season before it, and in my opinion, the season that came after it.
which is fair enough. I'm just saying that there does come a point when you're doing this continuously where you're inevitably going to either duplicate ideas for why there's power changes or you're going to run out and it's going to become an issue. So I can see why after 6 years of doing it, they want to get to a point where they can, okay, we'll still cross over now and again, but we're going to have new people each year. It would just be a whole new adventure. And
Yeah.
I can see the advantage to that. And the other reason where that started happening, from what everybody has said, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, so grain of salt. But the other reason is because, at least for the Saban portion of it, I don't know about Disney, but from the Saban perspective, is they were trying to avoid. What's that?
Money.
Yeah, well, not just money. That was part of it, but the fact that the issue they ran into at MMPR the first time with the Peace Conference was Saban didn't ever want to put himself into a position again where the actors had leverage to demand things.
Yeah, but I put to you, so that happens on every TV series.
Yes, but not every TV series is non-union like Power Rangers and working on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, we don't need to defend Power Rangers every time. It's a case of, with this, like I said, there's shows out there that have been running years and they constantly keep stuff fresh. The fact is, making it so they have to transfer the powers is in no way, shape, or form less creative than the ways they have to give new people powers and come up with a reason why every season it's just these 5 or 6 that are chosen.
Yeah, but the difference is they don't. The Japanese do.
Fair point.
And again,
Also, what it
again,
has
no,
to do
no,
with they don't have to write it. The Toei just says, here's what we've got, and Saban looks at it and it goes, okay, we can work this, and they bring it in. Yeah, they work original ideas in, and they come with kooky off the wall stuff like Ninja Stuff coming up. Oh, it's an intergalactic tournament champion who wants to be stronger. It's like that's kooky and new. I like that. But the fact of the matter is, when they give you a basis to work with that's pre-done, you can just adapt that and make it work for you. But having to come up with stuff, off the cuff every single time that works into the footage that you have, it can be a pain. It's like it was a pain for them to have to go back and have Zoo 2 footage filmed because they were running out of footage and didn't know what to do, and then having to work in the Zeo footage, having to do all the editing required to make it look like the White Ranger Tommy was actually fighting with the Zoo Rangers because that wasn't happening.
yeah, but like I said, you can just do it every year, every season, where the new enemy is suddenly stronger than the season before it, and you can do it like they did with MMPR, from MMPR to space, and then after that go from another season and do it like that. So you get arcs where you got the same cast for like 5 or 6 years, then you refresh it.
That could make sense. I could see that, yeah. But
I mean, literally most of Dino Charge, which is the latest all-new original series, I'll put it to you, was most of the season was spent finding new Rangers.
yes, which is not Saban's fault. The Toei put 10 Rangers in the damn show.
Yes, but I'm saying, look, oh, a new Ranger showed up. Oh, look, a new Ranger showed up. Oh, look, a new Ranger showed up. And none of the characters got character development.
Yes, and that's true, and that is a problem. I agree. That's why it's an issue when they're limited in the what they can do with a half an hour with the number of episodes when they have to fit so many Rangers in there.
Yeah. It's a very simple explanation that you can do.
You're not Gosei.
Kill the bastards.
Yeah. You can also kill off Rangers.
Yeah.
You could.
Or literally, they could do a season of, say, like they did a season next year. I don't give a shit what it is before you say Ninja Steel and start advertising that shit. I don't care. Let's say the theme's cars.
Yeah.
They could set the season to be like to be video game based and do each new upgrade as leveling up your characters.
That would be a cool idea. A very cool concept.
Thus, it's built in that after you've done so much, you can level up to boost your character.
Yeah.
That'd be
and then have it where they can pass them to other people because they're boosting the powers. There's ways around it other than we need a candle or a peace conference or fuck it, let's just do a new season every year. Look, this is an entirely new setting. Watch as these 5 high schoolers in multiple coloured outfits battle evil from space with a floating head. That's completely original and new.
No, but let's also remember the fact that the Megaforce cast were the first set of Rangers to be in high school in like a decade. That was the first time anybody was in high school since like Dino Thunder.
Yeah, arguably.
SPD, they were police, they were in there. Mystic Force were grown adults that were working in a record store, they weren't in school. Overdrive were just hanging out in the mansion, and Rose was technically in college, I think, but that was the only thing we saw in schooling in that season. They were all working at the pizza place in Jungle Fury, so they weren't in school there. There was definitely no school at RPM because the world got destroyed. So unless you're counting that bullshit Adam West MMPR redo, no, they weren't in high school for like 8 years.
I'll tell you,
but the reason I said arguable, if you'd let me finish, Jim, was because Samurai was split into 2. And you had the bullshit MMPR one to pad it out more.
Yeah.
So at least 2 or 3 of those seasons weren't exactly new anyway.
It's fair enough. I didn't say seasons. I said years.
Yes, but that was my point of that doesn't matter. The fact so many of them before it, and even these ones, look at the new ones. Oh, we're all working at a restaurant, which you just pointed out happened with Jungle Fury. Thanks for that, Jim. And you had that with Dino Charge. Oh, look, they're all working in this restaurant.
Yeah, I didn't say they haven't done it before.
And
they
their boss
just
happens to get the powers in the same way. I'm like, that is more bullshit and more cliched in less amount of time than how they swap the powers each time between MMPR and the end of space.
Like, if they set it in... Okay, say, for example, hypothetically, because I don't know what they're going to be doing with Ninja Steel 4. that the proper name for it? I don't even remember. Thank you.
I don't know. Ninja Steel basically looks like Ninja Storm, but done shit. Oh look, there's one in a cowboy hat because Star.
Yeah, I
Ha!
did
Do you
see-
get it? It's like, yeah, great. That
funny,
seems like a throwaway joke that you're going to stretch out for longer than it needs to be. Cool.
No, the
funny,
joke is that he's supposed to be a stereotypical American. That's the joke.
I do remember seeing like some of the Sentai footage for whatever the hell the Japanese one is for Ninja Steel. I don't remember the name, unfortunately.
I don't remember the name of it either.
No. We'll Google it
The
after the show.
ninja.
Yeah.
Wow, he remembers it. How the fuck?
Well, some of us come to these topics prepared, Jim. You might want to pay attention, Power Ranger boy.
Touche.
Sorry, I was told the topic was the Zordon era, so I need to prepare with the name of the Sentai for the season that hasn't happened yet.
The ninjas happened.
True that.
Yes, but the season that it's going to be over here hasn't.
Which
And
we
it's
all
not
got
the
the name-
Zordon era in either case. Your point is irrelevant.
Which he pointed out. He knew the name Ninja Steel, but he didn't know the Japanese one, which just happened. Boom.
But yeah, like I remember seeing a bit of the footage, and the Japanese actor, well, the Japanese character for the gold one is like an American, blah blah blah. Let's say, okay, so this is a Japanese interpretation of a hyper Americanized character. Right.
Yeah, which, to be fair, look back on Power Rangers. How many Asians have they had with lanterns or having to do martial arts and be like, oh, look how Asian I am?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The only difference is when it gets adapted to America, they can't be like, oh, look how wacky it is. One of the teammates is American.
Yeah.
Because they're all American. Well, New Zealand.
Yeah. Like there's a
So what's going to happen? Is
cultural...
he just going to be hit on the head? Is he going to be like a Balkan skull?
Yeah. Like there's a difference in culture and what works in a Japanese culture and a Japanese style and show.
Well,
may not transcend over to a Western audience.
Technically, if they're being smart, what they would do is that ranger would be a guy from another country, perhaps a Japanese dude, who is doing everything that he thinks would make him American.
That'd be cool. But yeah, like say for example, if they set it in like just a high school environment, or college environment or something like that. For me, it would be nice to see them actually like go through the different years. You know.
See, I put to you, high school is the best environment for Power Rangers.
Okay.
Now I know some people, like for example, like maybe Jim will argue, but look at these ones where they had jobs and they did all this. But look at how awesome Dino Thunder was.
Yes.
And how great, for lack of better terms, because it's not like it doesn't hold up well, but how great MMPR was back in the day.
Yeah.
Largely, this is a kid's show.
Yes.
Kids will resonate more if the characters are in some form of school, because they can relate to them more because they go to school.
Right, which makes sense.
Kids won't relate to, oh, look, it's white blonde dude who's living alone with an old guy learning to be a samurai, while Cole from MMPR, you know him, Cole from Wild Force, you know him, the murderer. He's now chasing him with a sword, talk about how he's going to murder him as well. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. None of this relates to me. Fuck this. I'm going on YouTube.
But yeah, like it would be cool if they actually did get through just whatever the hell the first fucking year that they're in. You know, whether it's freshman, sophomore, senior year of high school or whatever. It'd be nice to see them actually get past that year, you know, maybe struggle academically, struggle trying to find a balance between their ranger duties and their civilian lives, and do it properly.
We saw the MMPR ones graduate. Kat even went back to become a teacher.
This is true.
Yep.
Something her boyfriend would do later on.
And I think
you've got what I meant, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they had a graduation in Megaforce or Super Megaforce, didn't they?
They may have, but I don't seem to remember graduation. They may have, but I seem to remember the town just coming out and with the large invasion before the Legend War.
Fair enough.
Like, high school teacher and stuff.
Yeah, I thought they'd worked a graduation at the end. Perhaps I was mistaken.
They may have.
I mean, like, I remember with Samurai, they had a very good reason for Mike to, when he mentioned about skipping his graduation for Ranger duties, so he became isolated from his friends and his social status and everything else just because he kind of been forced into dedicating his life to this role,
Mm-hmm.
And I loved Mike the character for the Samurai cast. Antonio grew on me as time went on,
Yeah.
Fantastico?
And see, with and with the stuff they're doing at the moment with the splitting of the seasons, they have even less excuse than they previously had. Because if they still split the seasons, Megaforce, Super Megaforce, and so forth, like Ninja Steel, Ninja Adamantium, I don't know what the fuck the next season of that will be called. I imagine I'll have Super in there somewhere, but
Ninja Vibranium?
Yeah, Adamantium's better. But yeah, basically, I'm assuming because of that, they're always behind like a couple of years from the Sentai.
Yes.
They know what's coming up. Therefore, they can write and plan in advance what they're going to do to set up the next seasons. Like, imagine Jared from Jungle Fury. Imagine if the season before he was basically Eric, when Eric had that rivalry with Wes, and then and then for the start of this season he gets overlooked as the leader, so he just turns. How much more awesome is that character as a villain now?
That would have been cool.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and like writing off the season, like okay, next season we're only going to have 4, whereas this season we've got 5. We can either send one off and he can come back as the extra ranger later, but we can plan this out.
Mm-hmm.
And why is Simon saying stab, cut the cake? You're saying
kill.
but I'm assuming let's say they have 4 rangers and next season let's say they have 5 and going into next season is 4 and they get an extra. It makes sense for the dude to just come back as the extra ranger, like Tommy and White.
You would think that, and yet Billy got fucked out of the Gold Ranger powers.
Yeah, true. But that's because Saban was extremely homophobic.
And it is. That's exactly why.
Yep.
Sad but true.
So you wearing that T-shirt supporting homophobia?
And a hangman that says "fuck off."
Not you,
you mean his?
Jim.
Okay.
I think you meant mine.
Yours is supporting execution, which I'm okay with.
Yours is supporting Superman. I'm okay with that.
If that's Superman, that means hope.
Shut up, you.
Yep.
No one asked for the opinion of the mustache.
It's not Superman. This is actually a Supergirl T-shirt.
Oh.
It's not, but I'm going to say it is.
Go with it.
Because I have multiple blue Superman T-shirts. One of which is bubbly, one's not. One has the belt and the stuff at the bottom. It's neither here nor there.
I unfortunately do not have any Superman shirts. I do have.
I have. These are just the blue. I have a grey one. I have a black Superman. I have a lot of Superman tops, and ironically, he's not my favorite hero.
Irony.
I have a couple of Joker T-shirts and.
That doesn't surprise me.
And an awesome, grey Batman one with sequins, stuff on it.
I have multiple Batman ones. One with all the logos. One with the Batmobile done like the old manuals. I have a Joker doing the Killing Joke. Aha! As the T-shirt.
I've got that one. Yeah, the black one.
Yeah. No, mine's white.
Oh, damn.
Mine's a white version, but it looks cool. But regardless, that was our talk on T-shirts. back to the adverts.
I have
which
one. I
are-
have one that has Batman and Superman looking at each other.
Oh my god, I do have a Batman v Superman one. It's like Gotham's finest.
I have a Batman v Superman one where it's done like a fighting, like boxing style poster with the
Oh
two
my
on there
God,
with like
yeah.
the branding. I had to buy
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But and I have
Yeah,
one.
let's get back on topic.
And I have one Power Ranger T-shirt, Tommy, green and white, which was
I
in a
have
loot
none.
box.
Yep.
I have
I
none.
I have the same one from the loot box. I have this one, and I have a double X Billy MMPR Blue Ranger shirt that doesn't fit me
Yep.
Why does it not fit you?
because it's a double X.
Oh my god, that's like a full. That must fill. That's like a full dress for you.
Yeah, it's huge.
Double X. I suppose I could wear a muscle shirt.
Yeah, no one can see your nipples coming out.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You can see how baggy this T-shirt is. This is a double X.
Oh, that's right. Good on you.
Yeah, I like double X and triple X because I like my clothes baggy.
Hmm.
Jim likes his baggy too, so he gets a small. Same thing with
Hello.
underwear.
No, he can't looking like a skeleton though. Let's be fair.
I'm
He's a
pretty
good little
sure.
skeleton.
I'm pretty sure. Looking at James Phoenix, and please leave a comment below if you agree. He's literally Kate Moss with a fake mustache.
Okay then.
Jim, is like a moody kind of look?
He's, as I mentioned, he's Amanda Bynes from the movie She's the Man,
She's mad.
where she puts on the fake mustache and fake boy hair.
That just never gets old, does it?
Can we now kick football to your groin, Jim?
To be fair, at least I didn't say you're the baby from the Addams Family Values growing up again.
That one was actually funny.
So is the Amanda Bynes one.
Oh god, I now can't unsee that.
No little baby with the mustache. But yeah, no, like I said, the point was different people like different things.
Yeah.
I like the rotating cast because, like I said, like one of the reasons, like Tommy's my favorite character. Yeah, I'll say it. Tommy's my favorite character. He's the man.
You don't
But,
say.
but it's because how many seasons was he there?
A lot.
Quite a few.
Therefore, you got to know him a lot better than you did all the other Rangers.
Yeah, we spent 3 years getting to know him, and then suddenly found out he was Native American.
To be fair, he didn't know that. That's called character development, Jim. I know that surprises you as you have a Power Ranger t-shirt on, but people are able to find out stuff about their past in new and exciting ways.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, Jim, you have a goatee as well to go with a mustache. I just noticed that there. Oh, he's got a little goatee. But that's just... He's finally hit puberty. That time.
No, one of us had to.
True. Not all of us can look young and immortal all the time.
Yep, not all of us can look like Simon, a waxwork statue of Ewan McGregor that's gone horribly wrong.
I'm taking that.
Gosh.
Yeah, I do need to kind of hide that picture in the attic of myself a bit more.
Yeah. I still love that joke of every time you look at the picture of yourself in the attic, you'll die.
It's a great joke.
But you know, a couple of my friends actually did doing great jokes at me.
Yeah. Just like I've told Jim before now, I plan to make a fake list for him to read in which his name will be spelt backwards to banish himself back to the fifth dimension.
Do it.
You will.
Do it.
But no, like I said, the rotating cast, like I said, you get to know them, and it's a hell of a lot more interesting. Like Kimberly, in season 1, she's just a Valley Girl airhess.
Yeah.
Dumb. But I'm sorry, her plight.
And a gymnast. She was a gymnast. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but that's not really important. I mean,
No.
Her personality, that's just a job. They're different. But basically,
That's like saying it wasn't important that Jason taught martial arts. It was kind of a defining characteristic.
like I said, Kimberly's gymnastics in season 1 didn't mean shit. It
Actually,
meant
her
something in
gymnastics
season 2 and 3 more. Like, and as I was saying, her plight with going to the Olympics or whatever it was,
Pan Global Games.
And the Olympics, and the introduction of Kat. That was interesting. Her in season 1 with the gymnast, there wasn't really anything interesting. All we got is stuff like, I can fly a plane. No, I've never flown a flying vehicle before. You're literally a pterodactyl, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah, the only the reason for the gymnastics thing was because they needed an excuse for why she'd be chosen to be a ranger, because the gymnastic ability gave her agilism, which helped her fight. That was the only reason it was there. The idea was that the idea was that that was supposed to help her fight. The way Zach's dancing gave him a unique way to fight and stuff like that. And Billy couldn't really fight, but he had the brains to make up for it.
Yeah, he had the brains to sit there and give him tongue twisters and puzzlers.
Exactly.
Riddle me this, puddle. Riddle me this, putties.
That's why I want to see Billy. I want to see Billy fight that puzzle monster from Dino Charge.
Oh my god, it's like an epic new matchup right there, man.
I want to see Billy and Ethan together.
That would be geek paradise.
Like, Ethan, in my opinion, is season 1 Billy done right.
Yeah, pretty much. Interestingly, you don't get to see much of those two interacting, but there was several years ago, back when Ranger Vision was Ranger Talk, before I was even on the staff, there was a fan fiction contest for a one-shot fanfic, and the topic was best friends. So I wrote one using Ethan and Cam from Ninja Storm, explaining that they were going to know each other again after the crossover.
Right.
And so they were going to know each other. They ended up working for the same software tech company and everything. And they go back and forth. They talk to each other, yada yada yada. And then at the end, there's a monster attack, and they're like, wait, what's going on? And that's when they both realize the company they're working for is owned by Billy Cranston, and he's had them working on morpher technology the whole time. And then they put on the morphers, then it cuts off right before they go to fight bad guys.
Nice. And Billy right now, I believe, is currently running in Jim's fanfiction for president. He wants to hashtag make Angel Grove great again.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes.
Now, if people are going to run for office and make Angel Grove great again, it's going to be Bulk and his vice president Skull.
They can't even make conventions great again.
Nothing can make them great. They just do massive property damage in the process.
Which isn't making it great.
It's ain't great for the people that were at that panel.
Yeah, it's no Comic-Con.
What the hell?
It's no Comic-Con or celebration.
I'll explain it to you after the recording timing.
That's a smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jim with the Jim cast.
Jim mentioned what he thought about it. That's why I was saying, I just thought it's cool when you get to know the characters for so long, but they become your characters.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to be able to have enough development time that you can get to know these characters, and get to feel like you know that like they're a part of you. And that was one of the big things that made MMPR special. Was, like you said, they started off as just one-off stereotypes, but they developed as time went on, and that's what made them cool.
Yeah.
That's why I think the 2-year thing has been beneficial for that. Dino Charge notwithstanding, because unfortunately the larger quantity of Rangers precluded it. But I think the 2-year thing has been a big help in people getting to know the characters for longer, getting to to feel more attached to them. Like Super Megaforce, people really got to know those characters and get attached to them. Same thing, I think Dino Charge a little bit. I think people have really enjoying the Dino Charge characters, but there's so many of them that we really haven't gotten to know the externals. We don't really know that much about Tyler's dad. We don't really know that much about this Silver dude, who I don't know much about yet because I'm a few episodes behind. We don't know much about. We know the Graphite dude is a prince, and that's about it.
Yeah, but that's sort of what we were going to discuss at one point with the split and stuff. I know a lot of people don't feel that connection to them because it's the same amount of episodes as one season.
Yeah.
And it's just split in half. If you have to wait 4 months for the next episode, you're not really getting to know them. But if you had the same split, but it was for 4 years with the cast, and it was essentially speaking the same thing, like Samurai to End of Super Megaforce was one team, you get to know them a lot more.
That's true.
Yeah. Both of them have significant advantages and disadvantages across the board. It just depends on how the product itself is handled and how the characters stories are told, right?
It does.
Like if you keep changing a cast every now and then, okay, yeah, it keeps things fresh and new and all the stock answers and reasons, right? But on the other hand, for those who enjoy a particular cast, and they want to see more of that one, say, okay, we don't want to see the same. We want to see these characters come full circle. You don't always get that, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and stuff like that. They're on TV. They're the same characters for multiple years, and as a result, you get to know them a hell of a lot more, and you enjoy the characters a lot more.
Yeah.
Like Supergirl's on season 2 right now. Not that fussed on Superman. I'm just gonna say it, but I do like this season. I don't like their version of Superman. But I do like the season, if that makes sense. And I'm still loving seeing her grow, and now she's getting into journalism. It's like, oh my god, she's got a new interest, and she's got a new boss who's totally the dude from, Cougar Town?
Yeah.
You know the bald guy who was married to the chick from Scrubs?
Yes.
Andy, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's her hard-nosed boss. And he's awesome in the role. Like, I was looking at him, oh god, he's so hard ass and he's so mean, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for him to say something wacky and be Andy like. I'm waiting for him to go, come on.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome.
I gotta catch up on that show.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Arrow, for example. Okay, so I haven't finished all of season 3 yet, unfortunately. I haven't finished Flash season 1 yet either, unfortunately. Joys of night shifts and body clocks. You don't have time for all of things. But like, like Oliver Queen, for example, how he first starts out. He's just come back home, being on that godforsaken hellhole of an island for 5 years of his life, right?
No.
Obviously, it goes to different places as well. Spoiler alert to anyone. Anyway, who gives a toss?
Yeah, spoiler alert to everyone. He wasn't on the island for 5 years. One thing they have done with him recently is they've shown for the last 2 or 3 seasons, hey, he got off and when was in China, and then he was somewhere else, and he was somewhere else. But to him, in his mind, he was still on his own, so he's still on an island.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, PTSD
it's a way to do the flashbacks, because you can't just keep doing flashbacks of him on the island, learning everything. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So have him fight the smoke monster.
Yeah, but it still works.
Yeah. But how he starts out in season 1, the body count is massive, and his methods are more brutal because he is trying to unravel the mysteries of his family's legacy and what the hell's been happening since he's been away, right?
Yeah. Basically, the way it's worked out, season 1 was him as a vicious killer.
Yeah.
Season 2, he says, no, I'm just not going to kill. But he's not really a hero at that point either.
Yeah.
But then he's becoming more of the hero. Season 4 or 5 now, after something, I'm not going to say what it is, it's all about the fact he needs other people to help him equally and be his team, because the city needs inspiration, not just him, and how serious everyone takes it and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, just the simple stuff of like.
So you're saying he went from Punisher to Daredevil to Batman to Superman?
We're saying he had character development, Jim. Look it up.
Fair enough.
Look it up, Power Ranger fans. It does exist.
But yeah, like even just like the change of names and going from like the Hood, the Arrow, and so on and so forth. It's a nice change in how the people of his home city perceive.
Like, assuming it was season 3, I can't remember if it was season 3 or 4, and I hope I don't spoil it for Simon. I think it was season 3. The opening of season 3, where he announces on the news, I am the Green Arrow. It's so wonderful. I was like, yay, the Green Arrow.
Nice.
I think that was the beginning of season 3 when he announces hopes he's coming from a good place now. He's like, I am the Green Arrow.
I think so. I'll have to double check. I can't even remember now. It's been that long.
Which is it's still cool, but yeah. The point, like I said, the point, just because we're getting way off topic.
Yeah.
The point is just character development is good and it does help people.
Yeah.
And we're not getting character development when you've got like 50 episodes with one cast, and in those episodes you need to devote a lot of episodes to explaining new Zords, explaining why they get the powers in the first place. Is season 1. It's like they're normally 2 or 3 episodes. Then you have to the Zords, then them figuring out their new powers and so forth, and the weapons, and to the point that if you like MMPR, they had season 1 did that. Then season 2, when they got the new characters, was just no, here's your new Zords. Cool, let's go kick ass.
Yeah.
They didn't need to relearn how to use Zords. They didn't need to relearn the new powers. They just said, okay, we got new ones, let's go kick ass. Even when they got the ninjetti powers, or whatever the hell you want to call it, when they got the ninja powers from Ninja.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just got his name. It's a pun on the word ninja. Oh, I did not see that. So subtle. But anyway, basically, when they got their powers from Ninja and got the costumes and stuff, they still didn't need everything explaining, and you got the more character development. Because let's say each season you only get like say 30 out of the 30 episodes you get 10 devoted to the characters. If that happens 2 or 3 years, it soon mounts up, and you get more and more sense of who these people are.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, and it bloody well works. And I think we've kind of covered everything.
I think so.
And
Take
this
us home,
episode
Paul.
was sponsored by Butter Cookies.
Butter
Thank you.
cookies, butter cookies.
Butter Cookies.
I'm gonna
Hashtag Butter Cookies. And this was Chriz, aka the Mole, with James Phoenix and Simon, the only. And basically, yeah, catch us next time. Hopefully, Simon the only will be joining us. Peace.
out.